Everything you learned in history class was a lie. Well, maybe not everything, but they skipped the best parts. Introducing Stupiracy, where stupidity meets conspiracy. Ever heard of the Olympic marathon that nearly killed its runners? Or the time a pope put another pope's corpse on trial? Join me, Scott Rizzuto, and Tim McKernan as we uncover the most outrageous historical moments and mind-blowing conspiracies you won't believe actually happened. Tune into Stupiracy for your weekly dose of historical absurdity. Available wherever you get your podcasts. Remember, history is dumb, but laughing at it is smart.
What's bothering you? What's bothering you?
You know, there's something happened with American society in recent years that's
Really?
really getting on my nerves.
Yep.
The gender reveal.
Yes. It's terrible, isn't
What
it?
the bleep is the gender reveal?
Yep.
What is this?
People end up dying when the pipe bomb goes off that was supposed to shoot out balloons.
Yeah,
or
they
something.
take out grandma.
Yeah.
Have we injured people?
No,
Oh, we've had a death, for
We've
God's
had a
sakes.
death at the gender reveal?
wasn't it in
Yeah.
Iowa?
It was in Iowa.
Yeah.
Well, those Iowegians aren't experts on bomb repair, but what?
Bomb repair.
What? So when did this start? What is it? What the hell is going on?
I can tell you that my wife, when the oldest boy, when she was pregnant with William, this would have been almost 10 years ago. She was asked by family if she wanted to do that, and her response was bleep no.
No.
So
but
it's been at least 10 years.
Oh, you
So
got a
it's an
keeper
ex-
there,
it's an
Reavers.
ex-
That's a keeper.
Yeah.
it's an excuse to throw a party. Is
Yes,
that it?
Yeah.
yes.
Okay, and then this way, the people who are going to come to your baby shower know whether to buy for a boy or a girl.
Kind
I
of.
guess.
But it's become a big production now, right?
Yes.
Well, we had one in the family yesterday that I didn't go to, and I still don't know how she came out, but, whether it was a boy or a girl. But I did see the photo this year of the guy who threw his baby down on the football fan from the SEC. You saw that one that he threw his baby down on the floor to reveal what the next baby was going to be or
No.
something. Yeah, kind of like that.
I saw that.
Something like that. But I don't. This. I didn't realize there was such a thing until I saw the guy throwing his baby, and now apparently you got to have one of these, huh?
Yep. It's,
Well, how can you have a gender reveal party between boy and girl when there's about 78 different genders?
That's true. What does the baby identify as?
Right.
But it got me back to thinking about the gender reveals when I became a father.
what were those like? Describe those.
The second one I remember vividly. The first one not quite, but the second one, very late '60s in St. Cloud Hospital, and the nurse/nun came in and told me in this room that I was isolated in.
Right.
Came
End of
in
the
and-
hallway.
Came in
Little
and
red
said,
light on a single
came
light
in
bulb.
and said, "It's a boy. You can go see your wife and baby in about a half hour." Right, that was the gender
the gender
reveal.
reveal?
The gender reveal was, and how much earlier this child had entered the world, I have no idea. But my gender reveal goes back to, as you say, Joe, and I say, back to when the father was treated like he was a rapist.
Right.
Held off
did you
in
do?
some room, and everybody else in the hospital would know what happened, but before you were allowed to come out. And you know what? That was okay with me.
Me too.
I didn't have to hear the screaming. I was fine,
But see, then you guys missed out. As Rook and I can attest, when you're in the room, you are called every foul thing imaginable.
Yeah, but the good part is I was anyway. So, but and for good reason. But the gender reveal, what has happened to this country? We got to have the gender.
so that nurse didn't give you
Isn't
a
it?
blue powder smack like that with
No.
clapping her hands with the reveal? It was
Oh, is that what they do?
yeah, or a powder, the balloon pop. And,
So
and
it's
the-
either blue powder or.
Well, I know I saw one where it was like a piñata. And so the dad's blindfolded and he hits the piñata and whatever color happens
So
to...
is this reveal for the dad too?
Some are.
Or the gender
for the family,
reveal.
for the family.
But does
Usually
the
the dad's
dad
in on it.
know? Because
Yeah.
he's got to, help set up all the gimmicks that are
Right.
taking
He's got to
place.
vacuum before everybody comes over. That's his one job. He gets
Okay,
to vacuum. and then-
okay. So
And
you
then,
never, your kids came much too early
No,
for the
we,
gender, not much too early for the gender reveal.
Yeah, we didn't have any reveals. We didn't know what McLaren was going to be, and then everyone after that we knew. But we weren't really into. That hadn't hit the big time yet.
I don't even remember if I knew or not.
You know, how about any of the grandkids the victims of a gender reveal, or
Nope.
not to your knowledge?
Not to my knowledge.
Way to go. Okay, well, that's what's on my
So-
what's stuck in my craw today. The gender reveal.
I'm remembering one. I saw this. This was a couple of years ago.
So we killed Grandma. I love it.
You're familiar with Gordon Hayward, plays basketball
right,
for the
right,
Boston
right,
Celtics
right,
now.
right.
Yeah, okay, so he and his wife decided that they were going to do this, and he has 3 girls.
Mm-hmm.
So this was baby number 4, of which he's anticipating. All right, we're finally going to have a boy. And here's what happened at their gender reveal party.
Okay, ready? Say, Daddy, can you help me?
Help me.
Here we go. They're letting the balloons out.
Oh, it's a girl.
He's like, oh, great, it's another girl. They're letting the balloons out of the box, and they were all pink. And he says, all right, it's another girl.
Here you go, Patrick. Here you go, right here.
Yeah.
A woman has died after an explosion at a gender reveal party in Iowa.
Sorry, Gramps.
Yeah. The 56-year-old woman, unnamed by authorities,
56. That's too young to get killed at a junior gender reveal.
was
party.
pronounced dead at the scene Saturday in the city of Knoxville, Iowa, according to a press release from the Marion County Sheriff's Office. The subsequent investigation found a gender reveal announcement resulted in the explosion, and the woman was struck by a flying piece of debris.
What, do we have her name?
The reveal can be as simple as cutting a cake to reveal the color inside to elaborate over-the-top spectacles. At one Louisiana party, an expectant father wedged a melon into an alligator's jaws. When the gator chomped down, the melon split open, spattering blue goo everywhere to cheers from the crowd. Oh, my God. Another 2017 party in Arizona sparked a wildfire that burned 47,000 acres of land and cost more than $8 million in damage. In Australia last July, a car that was used to belch out blue smoke suddenly burst into flames, forcing the driver and guests to quickly abandon the vehicle.
So it's dangerous. It's a dangerous practice.
It's a really dangerous practice.
So we didn't. The 56-year-old woman from Knoxville. We didn't identify the poor
Let
gal.
me try. The Washington Post had this. Let me see if they had it. On Saturday afternoon, 6 members of an Iowa family gathered outside a rural Knoxville, Iowa home for what society has dubbed a gender reveal party. Among the 6 was a pregnant woman. Her family was there to learn the sex of the baby, but the reveal, which involved a homemade explosive device, went horribly wrong. Shooting metal and shrapnel toward the family standing 4 to 5 feet away. Pamela Krymeyer, 56. She
Was
died.
she the
It's-
mother of the bride?
I don't know.
Oh man.
I don't think if that happens at your house, the game of flaws, you're
Listen to this.
really going to
No,
have it.
I think
Listen
I'm
to
leaving
this.
town.
Listen to this. The family spent Friday and Saturday preparing for the moment, according to law enforcement. The family had welded a homemade stand which was filled with gunpowder to a metal base. They drilled a hole for a fuse and placed a piece of wood on top of the metal stand. Colored powder was then layered on top of the wood. Then they put tape on top of the entire assembly, which inadvertently created a pipe bomb, authorities said. Oh, my God. Oh, that's
God
just
almighty.
terrible. That's
It's
terrible.
awful. I feel sorry for
You're not
the-
laughing at the woman. You're laughing
No,
at gender
you're
reveal
laughing
parties.
You're laughing at gender reveal parties and stupidity.
Hey, Grandpa, will you tell me about Grandma? Well,
How about turning over 2 cards? You got a king and a queen, and you
you
flip
go.
one
Done.
over.
We're done.
Yeah,
There you
right.
go.
Yeah, flip one.
Our work here is done.
Yes, right. Wow, unreal. So, yep, didn't have to didn't do any of those.
We've
Not
come
at
a
the-
long way,
Not
haven't
at
we?
the St. Cloud Hospital.
Nope.
They didn't mess around with that BS.
No.
Plus, wasn't it kind of fun to find out? I mean, what else beyond those last 3 months when
uncomfort.
It's 100% misery.
Yep.
You got to have some anticipation.
I
right?
will say we didn't find out until he was here, and I'm glad we waited. It was more fun that way.
Yeah, even though 2 boys, it would be,
Well, we got one coming, but we know what it is. She's going to be a she.
okay.
got it.
All righty.
Oh,
What's
it's
the
another
hurry?
girl.
What's the hurry?
I don't know.
Why are they?
Well,
so-
because these modern mothers, they get one of these. What are they called, Rook? The pictures. They're not X-ray. What are they called?
It is the
What are you guys talking about?
no the whatchamacallit, Graham, for the baby.
Oh,
and then you put the picture on the wall.
Yeah, but why am I drawing a blank? And then they
I
print
don't
it out
know.
and you say, "Here's the little baby,"
and you can
going-
tell if it's a boy or
Oh my
girl.
God!
Oh, okay. Well,
we're failing miserably at this.
All righty. Anyway.
People are shouting at their devices that they listen
Instagram.
on. Not
Anyway.
Instagram.
it's not
Anyway,
Instagram.
I'm campaigning against baby reveals. Sorry.
Okay.
Uh,
You
gender
go to the
reveals.
ballpark tonight?
No, I went Saturday to the first 7-inning doubleheader of my life. I didn't quite make it to the end of the second game, but and then I'm going to go again tomorrow night. But I'm not going this evening. No, I'm going to pass. Although there could be fireworks. Because the Royals are very upset with Sergio Romo for a hot dog.
Is that why they were wound up at the
He
end of the
was,
game?
Soler got called out on a marginal pitch there to end the game and was complaining, and Romo told him to sit the bleep down and was screaming at him, and the Royals apparently were not happy.
I do like that you can hear
Ultrasound.
There we go.
Ultrasound, thank you.
Ultrasound,
This
yeah.
was going to bother you.
Damn it! I was
Yeah, I had to
looking
look
for
it up.
Me too.
I do like that we can hear basically everything coming out of the dugout
Yes.
now.
Yeah, it
That's
is.
a lot of fun.
When they don't have the phony noise going until something happens usually, so it is easier to
Yeah.
to remember to see those things. Although I really enjoyed Justin Thomas last year at the PGA when he said, what was he said? The thing we always said. You know, what the bleep was that, or something like that? I thought
That was 2 weeks ago,
yeah,
wasn't it?
The PGA Championship.
Yeah.
That's not much of a golf course they played this week, Sedgefield. It's like 1902 or something like that. They've tried to tough it up a little. But the Greater Greensboro Open dates to 1938. It's now the Wyndham. It missed a couple of years during World War II. But Sam Snead won it 8 times,
Yeah.
the Greensboro. And they said when old Sam would fly one into the crowd behind the green, it would suddenly come rolling back towards the when old good old Sam's a good old boy, and somebody to just toss it back onto the green, and they would then he would putt, try to make his birdie putt. they
Pat,
said.
we played this on the baseball podcast, but we didn't play that when Tiger Woods got a little upset with himself, and Vern Lundquist then commented after that.
I don't think he's pleased.
Boy, is he aging?
Who?
Isn't he?
Tiger?
Tiger's got an
Yeah.
aging face.
Yep.
He's got sad eyes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
How old is he? now?
He's got sad eyes.
About 43.
Yeah, he's just a little bit older than me.
Yeah, but he's got sad eyes. He's a little puffiness to the face.
Pat,
you
remember
know?
when we saw him at the Ryder Cup? And he was off to the side next to the putting green. I thought, he looks like he's about 60. You know, because he
Well,
wasn't
not
playing.
facially, but the back does. But yeah, I didn't think he looked that.
I thought he
I
looked
think the
old.
last couple of years he's got sad eyes. That's,
How'd you like the winner at Wedge? What is it,
Jim
Wyndham?
Jim Herman.
He credits Trump.
He and Trump are buddies. Every time he plays with Trump, he wins. He was a pro at Trump's golf course apparently
In
before
Bedminster, yeah.
Before he went back out and started playing, and every once in a while he just plays like a complete mutt, and then he ends up and plays pretty good. Mm-hmm. So I'm sure that Don won't take any credit for this, though. Will he?
No.
What's he doing in Mankato, by the way? Who's he talking to? Is
Whistle stop campaign.
somebody just in and out?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, he was going to go to the George Floyd Memorial, but the governor said that he didn't think that was going to be a very good idea.
So the only really rich guy down there is Taylor. So he's not doing the luncheon at the at the rich guy's house, I don't think.
Well, Mr. Hauser's tweeting out photos, and we've got the protests going on the what is that bridge over 169 in Mankato? But anyway, so there's a lot. He just arrived. Apparently, he just arrived about 10 minutes ago in Mankato.
He must really think he's got a shot in this state, and outstate Minnesota, he probably does.
He's trying to flip it.
You guys, Pat, I was telling the guys that over the weekend I was visiting a kid I used to have, and we spent Saturday afternoon on the Fox chain of lakes.
Yes.
And not only were there Trump flags, one guy sped by with a giant American flag on the back of his boat with the face of Trump superimposed on the flag.
Yes, that the 40% are not. There's nothing this man can do to disillusion them.
Apparently not.
It is, and you get outstate Minnesota, they better get the mail delivered in the Twin Cities. I gotta tell them that. I do love the new postmaster general, who's basically just a crook.
He's just grabbing
trying to figure
trucks
out
that
a
are
way,
full of ballots.
trying to figure out a way not to deliver the mail. What a beauty!
President Trump he flew into MSP Airport and is now heading down to North Star Aviation, where he's going to be talking with small business owners that have been affected by this.
Wait a minute, I thought he was in Mankato.
Yeah,
That's where he's headed. Yeah,
North Star
Mankato.
Aviation in Mankato.
Oh, okay. So is he caravanning by car to
Yes.
Mankato?
Yeah, because
Must
he landed
have.
at MSP, it says.
So then the airport in Mankato cannot handle the 747, apparently.
Well, wait, because Hauser tweeted a photo of the plane landing.
Yeah, but maybe it was here.
Well, minutes before setting down, Trump posted on Twitter, Air Force One was getting ready to land in Minneapolis, and the National Guard saved the city from further destruction. He took a little shot at Jacob Fry. We will bring back law and order to your community.
Okay.
Well, we could use some.
Right, we'll take it.
Yeah.
Well, at least you got a guy looking for compromise in St. Paul, Joe.
Oh, God. We're just so doomed.
His tweet was, getting ready to land in Minneapolis. Our great National Guard saved the city from further destruction. Should have been called up sooner by local government. You just can't. Stop.
Well, that's okay. He's
But now, did Governor Walz meet with him?
why
I
the
doubt
hell
it.
would he?
I doubt.
Well, just because he's there. I don't know. If he talked to him about not coming up to see George Floyd's the site, I don't know.
You think the Don really wanted to go down there? No chance.
Probably not.
No, but he saw a nice picture opportunity.
Yeah, I got news for him. Standing next to the George Floyd Memorial
Would have
not
been a
gonna
little
get-
disingenuous.
Not going to get him any votes. That's the minds have already been made up on that 40% and then the other 40%. The minds have been made
But
up.
Pat, I just wish we would uncomplicate the voting system. So I think it's just too easy now to vote, don't you, Joe?
Well, never has something so not broken been fixed. It's just
then-
become a giant mess.
And then, of course, it's the brake has now been broken. So it's going to be. I got to think this is going to be a disputed result.
You have a feeling?
I got the impression.
You think?
I don't think either party's going to accept it with grace.
I
I
don't
do
either.
I do like Joe's vice presidential nominee though. She's mean. I like her.
Oh, Harris?
Kamala.
She's mean. She'll
She'll bark at you.
bark at
All
you.
right.
I like her. I like that mean. Anyway, let's talk a little sports.
Well, I can't follow hockey or NBA, and I'm not going to even try.
No, boy, the NBA is building up. They are starting on August, what is today? 17th, right?
Yep.
August 17th, they are starting 4 rounds of best of 7 playoffs.
I mean, they haven't started yet? I thought they've been
No,
playing.
they've been playing. This was foreplay. This was like to determine They invited 22 teams and they eliminated 6 with these. They added the games to the regular season standings, and then determined the teams that were going to. I think that's how it worked. But they were playing down to 16 teams, just like the NHL, except the NHL did it in a different style. But now they have 4 rounds of best of 7.
That'll be through
It's gonna-
October.
2 months.
Yeah.
2 months. August, September. Oh, yeah, well into October. No doubt about it.
do
Meanwhile,
they-
our Timberwolves are sitting home playing with their thumbs. haven't dribbled a basketball since March.
It's just amazing.
Yeah, it is.
I can pay attention to baseball and golf. That's about it.
Yes, I've started watching golf again, and baseball. I'll watch that. Milwaukee wasn't bad. I kind of like the stadium with the roof open.
Oh, yeah?
It's I've softened up my stance on Miller Park because the Brewers since 2007 have been over 2.5 million in attendance all but once in 13 years, and they've been over 3 million 3 times. And they give much of the credit to the fact people know there's going to be a game, but they also can be treated to nice weather if they choose to do it that way. So, by the way, that will not be Miller Park next year.
Oh, really?
American Family Field.
Oh, yeah?
You want to know the difference in the price of poker and sports, though?
Yeah.
Miller signs a naming rights agreement with the Brewers for the 20 years for a total of $40 million.
Wow.
$2 million a year. Now what's the Vikings are getting 10 or 12 or something like that
yeah.
for theirs. I wonder if U.S. Bank gets a discount this year with no.
Well, that's a good
with
point.
no games. Don't you have to get a discount if nothing's happening there?
Nothing's going
Well,
on.
I do know that season ticket holders are getting their money back for their tickets if they elect to do so, but I do know that they're still on the hook for their personal seat licenses for the year.
Wow.
What do you mean?
So if you
finance the personal seat license,
correct, you still got to pay that
Okay,
tab
so
for the
if
year.
you could pay it over however many.
Yeah, they give you
period.
like 5 or 6 years or something like that.
But but if I call them up and say, "Don't hold it till next year, send me my money," they'll pay it back now.
No, you pay a separate fee, so your money for your
but
tickets you're getting back.
I'm
but the
saying
PS,
on my season tickets, am I automatically being refunded, or do I have to tell them I
you
want
have
it
to tell them
refunded?
you want it refunded. Yeah.
And
Who
those-
determines if fans can go? Is that Ziggy's call or the governor's or the commissioner?
Well, right now in MLB, MLB's not letting you bring fans, right? Major League Baseball's not letting you bring fans. I think the Twins could pack in 1,500 if they wanted to, right? Is that the state limit now?
I don't even know what that number is.
Well,
Would you wanna go?
Joe brought up last week. He's seen all these people in the stands.
Yeah.
And I had to. You weren't aware until I let you know that they were
That's
cardboard.
no. I
You
knew
knew
those
that.
were the cardboard cutouts. I'm talking about people I saw moving around. Those cardboard people didn't move much.
That's okay. That's okay because when I was at the game Saturday, I said, "How come they move the cutouts down to the left field line? You know, and how come they're not behind home plate anymore?" And Phil Miller from our paper was there and said, "They are still there." I said, "No, they're not." And he said, "Well, you're looking at the back of them from here. They are still there. See
They're
that?
not.
See that bump
Outline.
up above the." A bump up above. I said, "Oh yeah, that's right."
Speaking of that, over the weekend, I don't know if it was the Twins or Fox Sports North or somebody had put out a tweet saying, "Hey, Twins fans, what cardboard cutout would you like to see at Target Field?" And someone retweeted and said, "How about one of Wally the Beer Man selling to an underage kid?" And I thought that was pretty funny.
That's not bad.
That was one of my favorite when Wally got suspended, right,
Yeah,
for
yeah.
2 weeks for selling to underage, and he'd said, "I'd never done that knowingly." Wally had all these righteous quotes about how he'd never done it. He's always very careful. He always checks IDs. This was when emails would come in. And I must have had 80 emails from people saying, "He sold me my first beer ever and I was 16. In left field. Wally, I'll have one. Here you go, Wally.
I had him on the beer show shortly after that because
Yeah.
he was doing the
Yes.
sympathy tour.
Yes,
he was,
right. Oh, Wally's still with us. Wally's still doing.
he's still around.
He's not. I don't think he's.
Was he selling
hustling.
at Saints? Well, there's not plenty.
Well, there's
That's right.
1,500 people there, so they probably don't have you
Right. They're not
lugging
doing
stuff
anything, right.
around. So no, Saints they came to town, started playing, and they kind of disappeared. Everybody did the story, and now we forgot that they're playing.
Yeah.
But they're splitting. What, the Twins are they still using CHS
Yes.
Field? Okay.
They must be working out in the morning then before the Saints play or something. But I wonder what they're doing for locker rooms, for clubhouses.
No idea.
Who's playing it? Twins are playing in CHS?
Their reserve team is practicing, is working out. All the major league teams have backup sites for their whatever they're calling this.
How many games now have the Cardinals played? 6?
I believe we're up to 8, aren't we? They played. I think they played 3 over the. They played 3 over the weekend.
How are they going to catch up?
They have them playing an ungodly number of doubleheaders, but they're never going to. I mean, Cincinnati now gets 1 case, and they can't play all weekend. If you only got 1 case and you can't play all weekend, we said from the beginning, what's the limit? What is the guideline for not playing? And it's turned out, because of the way it grew with Miami, it's 1. If one guy gets it, they make you stop playing until they make sure everybody doesn't.
The
have it.
Cardinals and Cubs are playing a doubleheader today. The Cardinals are 4-4. They have played 8 games.
You like the Cubs guy, Pat Hughes? You're he's
He's a great guy. Yeah, he's one of Euchre's former partners. And,
okay.
A terrific guy. Yeah, he's good.
Yeah.
And he's got the coon doggy, and he's good. He had to work with Santo before Santo died, and that ain't easy because
right.
Somebody was telling me that Hughes, I won't say who, I won't say it was Corey Provis, but it might have been, but. But he was telling me, and he said, because he worked with the Cubs for a while and, was kind of a backup guy, but he worked with Santo. And I said, he was telling me about Hughes and working with Euchre. And he said, and I got to work with Santo. And I said, Santo? He was the worst. I said, I've always felt sorry for Pat Hughes. And he said, well, Ron did have a tendency to say, it's the top of the ninth, and the Cubs are ahead of 3-2, and they're trying to get them out and win the game. And Ron would say, Pat, we got a fax here from Mildred, kind of like the rookie putting those collars on when you were in the middle of a conversation about nuclear war. And hey, Joe, you want to listen to my motorcycle? The show, Santo was
an art.
Fantastic show killer. He was brutal.
So he was Joey D. His beauty was his ineptitude, right? Or what? Yeah.
It's no coincidence that the loss of Joey C coincided with the difficulties at
no question
at Score North. There's
no question about it.
We much less live programming since Joey D left. That's right. What else? What do you got? What do you got going? How you hitting it? How's your golf game?
Not strong.
Not strong, but is it? You used to have the August slump, but this has been such a terrible year that it's hard to judge. Probably, huh?
Yeah, that August slump comes earlier every year, and then you get out of it. I think I'm out of it right now.
Oh, good.
So the August slump applies to the mayor and Jose Barrios. They both get the August slump.
And Jose has his August slump, whether he's making his 25th start of the year or his 3rd. It doesn't make any difference. Jose doesn't. But are the from what you can see, are the golf courses still busy?
Oh my God, they're setting record numbers of rounds.
I knew that. Well, A, weather, and B, not. That could have turned into quite the storm the other night, though. We avoided it, but.
I missed it. I was out of town. I love those things.
Man, it was loud.
Did you get a good lightning show?
Oh, yeah. God, it was terrific. Yeah.
We had the bride and the kids were in the basement at about it's around 7 o'clock, but it went just north of us. It went through the Victoria area, so we just missed it.
But another positive of the pandemic, they got the traffic. That's a big positive of the pandemic.
Highly underrated.
The pandemic. At this point, it's 50-50. But another thing is, with no fans at the games and a storm's coming, You don't have to wait for 2 hours to say the hell with it.
Right.
Yeah.
You just say, "Yeah, we're going home.
good. We're done.
We'll play it tomorrow."
see you
And by the way, that 6 o'clock game we were going to play tomorrow, forget that one too. We're going to play them back to back at 12:30, and they're only going to be 7 innings. So you can mess with the schedule, which you never could do before in baseball. That's another pandemic plus.
Could they have gotten that game in Friday?
About 9 o'clock, yeah.
Oh, okay.
The thing blew through, and they would have had, that thing drains like crazy.
Yeah.
And then they probably would have started about 9, and then it was fine after that. But they couldn't have played her at 7.
No.
There was some interesting stuff going on, but why wait? Let's just send everybody back.
Can I show kill for a second since I'm such a pro?
I'd love it.
Yeah.
Because this is really bothering me, and
You're still looking up ultrasound, aren't you?
I'm looking up ultrasounds. No, Air Force One is scheduled to land first at MSP Airport around 12:20 before going to Mankato. So you were right as well.
Yeah, okay,
So
okay.
I didn't. It landed at MSP and then went
Well,
down
why
to
did
Mankato.
it land here?
I don't know. It just said
Does it have to get certain clearance?
that I do not know. Following the stop at Mankato, he's going to go to Oshkosh.
Air
Okay.
Force One does not need clearance. You can go anywhere you want. Didn't you ever watch a Harrison Ford movie? You know? I mean,
He
you
might
can
have
go
to fly
anywhere.
the plane too.
How can that beast fly from here to Mankato? He won't.
what I
He
wanna
won't.
know.
He won't
You
get
don't
to
have
5,000
You don't have
feet.
to get real high, but what the hell? I
It's
don't
like,
know.
It's like the 17-minute flight from Boston to Providence. You go up,
Damn.
boom, you're down.
So
It wouldn't even be that.
No.
That's the one great void in my life. I enjoy most everything, but the one great private air. Private air. That would be it, man. Wouldn't that be? We've talked
that's
about
the
that
ultimate.
before. That is
the ultimate.
Yes,
At the
it is.
height of the Garage Logic, when it was the affiliates tour,
Yeah.
we'd hop on
That
a
one to
plane, just
Bemidji.
walk right in, go to
You guys
Bemidji.
probably did it. The one to Bemidji was. We left the show at Bemidji at noon. It took us 15 minutes to get to the Bemidji airport.
Yep.
We flew to Holman, downtown airport, and I dropped Joe off at home and made a 1:30 kickoff at Concordia's football game.
Jeez.
And got off the air at Bemidji at 12. And the only sad thing was when I got to the Concordia football game, you were not doing the
I was
play-by-play
not.
at
No more.
Central
No more.
Stadium.
I have been relieved of my duties due to.
So would you, Pat, then put the private flight above or below Lewis Black's personal choice of a washer of some sort?
I think I would go
What
with
luxury
the,
item are you
with the
going
flight.
with?
I'm going for the private flight. Yeah,
I'm going for the plane.
I'm going for
At
the
my
plane,
age,
too.
give me the plane.
Yeah, right. Yeah.
I'll clean him on the plane.
Right.
Give me the plane. That's true.
Nothing was better than when we took the trip up to Duluth as well. Remember on that snowy? And I started singing Big Bopper, and Joe was like, "Will you shut up? Don't
Buddy
jinx
Holly.
me!
Yeah.
Don't jinx me!"
You were flying a lot better plane than Buddy Holly was in, though. Buddy was in a prop, wasn't he?
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, you know.
He wasn't in a sleek Lear.
No, I remember when I think you were on the trip, and Dan Stone King, the late great Dan Stone King, there was never a story that he couldn't top. Mm-hmm. And we were going from Milwaukee. We'd been at Madison. We were going to There'd been a Badger game on Saturday, and we were going to Green Bay on Sunday. Remember that? I think you were in
Yep.
the car. There was
Yep.
4 of us. And it was the anniversary of Buddy Holly, or Buddy Holly record came on. And Stoney said, "I'll never forget being at that roller rink that night here." And he basically tried to sell us with the idea that he was at Holly's last concert before
Right.
that. Cedar
Falls, wasn't it?
Not Cedar Falls. It was, where was it?
Clear Lake.
Clear Lake, yes. Clear Lake. Stoney, and we all go, okay.
Was
Stoney.
that the trip where we covered a game at Northwestern and went to Green Bay?
That could have been it. Maybe we were at Northwestern, not Madison. Yes. Yeah, you're right. We were at Northwestern.
And then we drove to Green Bay. But first, we had to stop at Carl Roch's.
Yes, we did.
And you ordered the left side of the menu.
Have a nice, gentle meal,
Right.
and then drive to Green Bay. There we go. Carl's long gone, by the way. They
Is it
folded
really?
about 10, 12 years ago. Yeah.
I wonder if Butch's.
boys, the kid from Fulda is going to buy you dinner.
What about Butch's Steakhouse? I wonder if that still exists in Milwaukee.
I don't know.
That was a wonderful place.
Yes, and there was the one out by Marquette
Yep.
where when you went in there, Johnny's or something, when you went in there, you ordered at the bar. And you sat at the bar and drank or stood in there. And then when the meal was ready, they sat you.
Oh,
they
cool.
wanted to turn that damn place over,
Okay,
man. They
yeah.
didn't want people sitting there and,
Losing time. Yeah,
Yeah.
money is time. Or time is money.
They would. I'd never been at a place like that. They didn't sit you to order. You ordered. There was none of this messing around. Come back in 15 minutes, and I'll tell you what I want. You told them what you wanted at the bar.
Butch's Steakhouse closes. His owner plans new Milwaukee place. That's from 2015.
Oh,
So
I never ate at Butch's. It was great.
Well, I got to know Butch's because when the kid was going to Marquette, he discovered Butch's, and we ate there frequently. It was fantastic.
They had down near the basketball arena. We went to Carson's. They got a Carson's there, the rib joint, from Chicago. They got right next to the basketball arena. There was a lot of non-social distancing occurring down there in that party part of Milwaukee on Saturday night. On not Saturday night, on
Tuesday night?
Wednesday night. So, but that's okay. What the hell? Take your shot. By the way, Spring Hill, one of those feisty Stearns County little towns, had to forfeit their last game and not make the state tournament because they got 3 positives.
Ooh.
So little Stearns County.
I'll be honest. I'm surprised we didn't hear about more teams getting it.
No, nobody ever. The other 48 teams qualified with no. There were no. There was a little bit early, but you haven't maybe.
We lost one of our teams in the DRS almost right away. Montgomery folded up shop because a bunch of their guys got sick. But there wasn't. I was expecting it to be weekly that we'd hear about a team having to close up shop.
I said to you earlier. I thought that Melrose plant caused a little bit of COVID early on.
Well, the NHL just put something out in the last hour. It said they'd completed the 3rd week of its Phase 4 return to play with no positive test results for COVID among the 5,600 tests administered.
They're just the NFL and the NBA. I mean the NHL and the NBA are just taunting MLB and the NFL about how we have no positive cases because we locked everybody up. So the NBA, if you break the whatever
bubble?
it is, if you break the bubble, man, they send you to China. They get rid of you. And I think the NHL must be doing the same.
Who got caught smuggling in a gal?
Seahawks. I was just going to look up that
okay.
story.
Oh,
Yeah.
did you see that story, Joe?
No.
Oh, God, tell them this story, Reavers.
A Seattle Seahawks player. He was a kind of a fringe practice squad. Here we go.
Oklahoma State rookie who had an outside chance to make the team.
The Seahawks cut rookie Kemba Siverand after he was caught on video trying to sneak a woman into the team hotel.
Which isn't even the good part.
He tried to disguise her as a player with team gear on.
Oh, man.
She had a hoodie on. I don't think she had shoulder pads and stuff, but she had a Seahawks hoodie on
pulled way
and
over.
other stuff. And he tried to,
Does that not fit the description of undefeated?
Undefeated.
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 Right there.
Undefeated.
Tried to smuggle her in, and Pete Carroll, who's a character, had to make these outraged comments. That in staff meetings they are laughing their arses off.
Absolutely.
They think this is the funny. Well, we found out. Thank God we didn't keep this guy. We found out how stupid he was before we let him stay on the roster.
Although, I think it was Pelissero. Maybe it wasn't Tom. I can't remember who it was, but had speculated that maybe Pete had him do this to show the rest of the team, like, "Hey, kid, you're not going to make the team anyway."
Pete, I think Pelissero broke that story.
Yeah, he did.
Originally.
Yeah.
So, but he was. That is a great.
No,
one.
man, she's our kicker.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, I thought he might have her carrying in a duffel bag. How about putting her in a duffel bag? He could have carried that in. Unreal, undefeated.
Undefeated.
All right. No more gender reveals. Let's ban them. They're dangerous.
They're dangerous.
You've read evidence. We've got death. We got destruction. We got
Taking your life into your hands.
They burned 47,000 acres. They should
Yep.
have to pay for it, don't you
Right.
think?
Yes,
One
sir.
grandma, 40,000 acres. What else we got? Who else?
Couple of cars.
Australia, cars, gender reveals. It's unnecessary. Let's
really
go back
is.
to the old times when they didn't let the husband in the room until once the screaming really started, they threw you out. Right?
Yeah,
Once
let's
it got
let her
close,
advertise.
let's go to that.
My old man used to love the drive to the hospital because he knew he'd have immunity, so he went about 100 miles an hour.
And then, would he have a couple of toddies waiting, or would he stay faithfully in the room?
Here's how things have changed, boys.
Yeah.
And my mother told this story that I don't know which kid it was, but she went downtown thinking she was going to deliver. False alarm. So she went to the bar in the Lowry Hotel, had a couple of heaters and an old-fashioned, then went home. And you wonder why all of us got the bad skin and no hair. And, things have really changed.
Yeah.
Judd told me that his father was at home sleeping because he
Yeah.
had to work the next day. When Mom popped out the baby, Judd, and she called him up and said, "It's a boy."
Yeah.
And he said, "Okay, I'll see you in 3 days."
Going back to bed.
I gotta work. I can't be. It's a boy. Well, that's good. Thank you. Everything healthy. Everything
All right.
attached.
Good
Oh,
night.
Yeah. Good. See you later.
What's coming up on the ride?
What's coming up on the right?
Yes, that's true. Speaking of which, you got to go,
I do?
Yeah.
don't you?
Not really.
I think we're out of topics now.
Just hang out here.
That's
I
fine.
mean, after these 5.
No, we can go. We can
gotta,
go.
I say we go.
That's fine with me.
We got to go.
Okay, I'll say it. I got to go.
Okay, all right.
Monday Night Sports
See ya.
Talk.
You want to send us out with some
Yes, I'll give you
sound
a little
advice?
Josh. Give you a little
All right,
Josh.
boys.
Let's see which
ya.
one should I take here. There's 2 of them.
I just dropped my prong.
Okay.
Oh. What does that mean?
Well, the little
It's a boy. It's a boy. Yeah.
It's a boy.
thing I used to turn the machine off.
Oh, okay.
I'll use a pencil.
Okay.
All right, here we go.
All right, he's gone. This is Ricey for my guy, Mr. Money Talk, Josh Arnold. It's deja vu all over again. I think that's an original Josh pun, isn't
Absolutely,
Yes.
right there.
it? Josh has been talking since the beginning of the year that market volatility would be high due to Trump's tweets in the upcoming election. And that's only gotten worse since by the way. You need to talk to my guy, Mr. Money Talk, Josh Arnold, especially now with the tweets flying and more talk of the election. Go see Josh for a no-cost, no-obligation 48-minute consultation. A common mistake that Josh has seen in these meetings are 401ks and IRAs with up to 50% in impaired stocks. Those are losers, ladies and gentlemen. So call Josh at 952-925-5608, 952-925-5608. The wrong number is written on this great copy here. You can trust Josh to give you straight talk, not sugarcoat advice. Again, 952-925-5608.
Hi, this is Chris Howard, host of Plugged In with Chris Howard. It's crazy to think that a few weeks ago we were talking about whether or not Tua Tagovailoa should consider retiring after 2 concussions and worldwide debates on player safety and NFL culpability. Tua has done nothing but go back to work and currently has the Dolphins riding a 3-game win streak and 1 loss behind the division favorite Buffalo Bills. While everyone was yapping about the end of his career, Tua Tagovailoa said he'll decide when it's time. And clearly, he's not ready to hang up the cleats. Hi, this is Chris Howard from the Plugged In with Chris Howard podcast. BetOnline.net is your #1 source for betting football and the start of the new basketball season. Find all the latest player developments, team matchups, news, podcasts, and in-depth analysis on every game. BetOnline remains your continued source for all your sports wagering information with live betting, up-to-the-minute scores for the fastest and easiest way to check in on all your favorite games and events, including the MLB playoffs, the start of the NHL season, MMA, boxing, and golf. And if you love sports podcasts, you can find those at BetOnline as well. Head to the website today or use your mobile device to learn more. BetOnline, where the game starts.